Magic Online League for Premodern. Let's start up this thing here. And I'm gonna be playing Classic Feb today. Let's go and take a look at the deck real quick. And I don't know how to look at decks, so we're gonna figure that out together. Here we go. We're gonna play my post-fall brawl Classic Feb list, which if I can make it bigger. It's pretty standard classic Feb. The only real weird thing is we've got a Scented Swarm and a Meddling Mage in place of Mesmeric Fiend and another Flex slot, which is usually like a Duress. Otherwise, it's all pretty stock standard. Um, my sideboard has Zern Orb in it, which is supposed to be good against Burn. I should have an Animate Dead as well. I wonder if I don't think I have an Animate Dead. I might have to buy one. But that would be a good thing to have. I'll have to do that at some point later. I don't need to do that now, though. I can go in the next league. So let's hop in. Hoping to avoid burn, which is a big ask in these leagues. We got 300 players. Surely only a few of them are playing burn, right? All right, let's make this bigger. I can't keep this hand. I don't have any action, no anchors. This one's fine. It's not great because I'm going to be playing Wall of Roots into Trevor's Runes on turn 2. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to put back this Psychotog. Keep them as Merrick Fiend. Basic Forest is something I'm okay with seeing. Probably Enchantress if I had to guess. It is not Enchantress. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. I'll play my own Basic Forest. Yield through. Plan is to next turn play Wall of Roots, and then Intuition the turn after that for survivals. Curious to see what my opponent's doing, though. Imagine we'll get some more information here. A survival deck of some sort. Okay. This is a nice draw. The Birds of Paradise means I can play the Wall of Roots and then further develop my mana by casting Birds of Paradise, which I am a fan of. And use Yield through the turn here. Okay, Genesis. Okay, so this is probably some flavor of madness, if I had to guess. Finish taking my drink of coffee. And we'll just turn. I'll just Yield through the turn. I'm not going to be doing anything with my mana here. Swamp. Okay. We survival rock, I'm guessing. They got their squee already? Okay, yep. Oh, yeah, they got that with the Genesis. Getting Wall Roots. Wall Roots is fine. You got it. And what are they going to develop here? Oh, Blossoms. Okay. This is a much slower list than what we're ostensibly doing. I think the play here is to cast this Mesmeric Fiend just to try and get somewhat of an idea of what's going on. I don't know. Maybe it's better just get the survival into play. So I can Intuition, play Trevor's Runes, activate survival. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And this way, if they go for a destruction spell, I can use my Wall of Roots and get my Oromancer. My forests here. Cast my survival. And yield. Alright, so this is a potential win next turn. I will be able to go and get Palinchron. I'll be able to go get Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter will survival to get Palinchron. I'll be able to unearth my Shapeshifter as Palinchron, and then kill my opponent with Devour Trike. but we'll see what they do here. Gotta imagine they're gonna try and go for like Nantuko Vigilante or something, but they did not. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they've got enough to Vigilante me here. Yep. Yep. Yep, you got it. Morph. What could it be? At least unmorph now. Yeah, it makes sense. Pay a green for survival of the fittest. You got it. Get an Ormancer. Yield through here. Whites. Some green. I would, in fact, like to use my Ormancer's ability. Thank you, Magic Online, for asking. Alright, here's where I have to hope they don't have a second Vigilante. That would be very awkward for me. Not like impossible to work around. I can go for Valra Shapeshifter and then hope to get a Cabal Therapy. Most survival decks only play one Vigilante slash Utabi Orangutan effect in their main deck. Okay, so they take my Unearth, which is going to stop me from killing them next turn. Or does it? I don't know. Hello, dear. Somehow my wife found my stream. So next turn, so we can survival away this bird, go get Shapeshifter, survival away survival away this, get Palinchron, survival away Palinchron, get Devourer. Yeah, I can kill them next turn if they don't have a answer to the survival. Let's see what they get. I imagine they're going to go for some sort of chonker here, something to put on a clock. It's taking a minute here to decide. Got a Wall of Roots. Okay. Got it. Now, there's no difference between activating Wall of Survival this turn and next turn, basically, because this Wall of Roots is only good for one turn. Okay, that's fine. So they get to take out one of the creatures. So I need to draw a creature to kill them next turn is what it comes down to here. Otherwise, I'll have to try to kill them in 2 turns when I get a squee. Yep, takes my Mesmeric Fiend. Sure, sure, sure. And that's another upside to discarding the Mesmeric Fiend earlier, is it makes you a little less soft to Cabal Therapy. So they're going to sacrifice. I'm going to strip out my Birds of Paradise. Okay. In this case, we will go and get my squee. They'll presumably make me discard it. So squee. Go nuts, friend. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my opponent has to draw a land to bring back their Nantuko Vigilante after they sacrifice it to Cabal Therapy. And then activate it. So I've hopefully got 2 turns here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah. All right, I can still win here if I draw Unearth. Do I want to block my Ormancer here? I could go and get... Oh no, I can't get another... Can't get a shapeshifter right away, so I need to wait a turn. That's fine. I can burn a therapy for it. Does not burn the therapy for it. Okay. Always yes. Always yield. Oh, okay, there's a Devourer. I'm short a mana to kill my opponent, unfortunately. So short 2 mana. Survival Squee to go get a shapeshifter. Survival shapeshifter. Or play, okay, I don't want to cast the shapeshifter though. I'm actually kind of interested in killing this Birds of Paradise, but I'm not super. I don't think I'm super worried about anything my opponent has going on. I get a Psychotog. Psychotog would be really good for cleaning up my graveyard here. Um, let's think here. My opponent's probably gonna make me discard my Devourer here, which is fine. I can use Psychotog to clean up my graveyard and make it better. Which makes me want to get my Psychotog here with Squee, but I don't love that play. Just because it doesn't help me win next turn. Let's see here. I think I just pass, because then I can go get Palinchron and do Palinchron tricks next turn if my opponent doesn't disrupt me. We will not attack. That's fine. My opponent having their survival going this entire time is very unfortunate for me. They didn't have to intuition for theirs, they just drew it. So what is their game plan for this turn? They didn't kill their Vigilante with their Cabal Therapy, so they can't buy it back with their Genesis. Sealed. I want to yield to this too, please. Thank you. That's cute. My opponent used their Genesis trigger on their Squeeze so they don't have to worry about clicking through the ability. That is super cute. Love to see that. Sure. Survivaling for something. I wonder if they're going to go for like Bone Shredder or something here to kill my Birds of Paradise. To range Tournament. Okay. Range Tournament's certainly a card. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Got it. Range Tournament, a huge threat. Threatens to close out the game very quickly. They can also buy it back with their Genesis, which is pretty cool. Got it. Step. Rival away the Squee. Get a Palinchron. Survival away this Palinchron. Get a Walrus Shapeshifter. My next turn. Alright, this should be a clean win here. Add blue, blue, 1/1. Cast my Shapeshifter. It's going to enter as a Palinchron. And it's going to let me untap my 7 or my 3 lands. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One of my first times playing this deck, I clicked through my my untap with my Palinchron, and it made me very unhappy. Alright, let's get our Triskelion. And then we will start activating. Oh, the shapeshifter didn't change. Okay, there's 2 exile abilities. That's weird. It's a bug. I'm just going to use the first ability. Hopefully it's the right one. Okay, let's see. Is it not adding counters? It is. Alright, so the sacrifice trigger is gone on the stack. I am now responding to the sacrifice trigger. So you get 19 counters on my Devourer. All I need to do 13. I think my opponent doesn't have to concede here, but it is kind of obnoxious to click through. I mean, this is the part where they should not be conceding. They should be looking at my cards and seeing what I've got. When I start discarding, or when I start exiling, removing counters from my Triskelion, that's when it gets frustrating. Remove a counter, damage. Counter, deal damage. Counter, deal damage. Counter, deal damage. Weird sound effects made it sound like. Alright, there we go. Alright, so against Roxer, we want our enchantment destruction. And I don't know that we care about Tabi Orangutan all too much. Spike Feeder's not a huge priority. Plow's not a huge priority. I think I can just take out my Meddling Mage and my Xantid Swarm. Those are pretty clean cuts. There's an argument for taking out my ESG to get a Naturalize in there, which I think is probably fine. Yeah, I can do that. Still leaves us with 20 creatures, which is about where you want to be for your creature count with this deck. It gives me some answers to... Actually, maybe I want Utabi Orangutan. Hey man, what's going on? Do I want this Utabi Orangutan instead of this Naturalize? I think I do, because I can't search for my Naturalize, and I can search for this Utabi Orangutan, so that's to deal with like potential Tormod's Crypt or Phyrexian Furnace out of my opponent. Although, I'm not super worried about those with Classic Feb. So actually, I'm going back and forth. I'm going to probably go with this Naturalize. Let's lock in the Naturalize. And then if I get got by some sort of artifact, then I'll switch in my Utabi Orangutan. But yes, good morning, good morning, morning. Alright, this is not a keeper, because I have no anchor spells. Send it back. This is fine. I've got a survival and I've got a intuition, so I've got a couple ways to go about getting my combo pieces. And this also gives you a little bit of resiliency to duress, which is huge. Not something I knew I needed to worry about last game, but I did, apparently. I almost went to click on my spacebar to pass through the phases, and that is not how Magic Online works. Alright. This is where I hope my opponent doesn't have duress into therapy, because they could duress my survival of the fittest and then therapy away my intuitions, which would be quite awkward. Okay, they don't have two black sources, so that's not going to happen. Sylvan Library, sure. Downside is I don't have any blue sources for these intuitions. So that's a little awkward. Typically I would just run out the Wall of Roots here, but seeing as how I have a second survival, I think I'm going to roll out the survival here. Make them deal with that. And if they don't, then I get to start my Sweet Train going. Which I may do during my upkeep, just to thin out creatures so I have a higher chance of drawing a land. For anybody wondering, I don't have my camera on because my son is vehemently against wearing a full set of clothes today, so really don't want to run afoul of Twitch and broadcast him on the internet that way. Okay, so they kept an additional card. They probably should have kept two. There's very little reason to only have one. Okay. Wall of Roots will help accelerate their mana. Is this a Time Spiral one? No, it's a Mirage one. Beautiful. Should have sprung for the slightly more expensive ones myself, but I did not. Can you tell me how are my volume levels? Are they okay? I had issues with them being too quiet before, and I think they're probably better now. Alright, so I forgot to do what I was going to do. That's okay. That's okay. Let's go for the Wall of Roots. Don't remember if I hit the green man or not. here. Response. See if my opponent doesn't take another card. He didn't take any extra cards. That's wild. My deck does not pressure the life total, so there's really not any incentive to hold on to life total. What we got here? Got a more Vigilante. Oh, Graveborn Muse. That's cool. I should have did an auto yield to that City Brass, but that's okay. No response to that. All right. Do I want to survival away my Valrash Shapeshifter here? I don't think I particularly do. I'm not terribly interested in that. I think I'm more interested in holding on to it, hoping to draw a creature, possibly an Unearth. So let's just let's roll into my turn. Okay, Coast is good. Coast is a nice hit. And kind of want to go for Intuition on Unearth. Short of mana here though, because I could Intuition for Unearth, so I got 3 mana. Intuition for Unearths. Unearth my Shapeshifter, and that leaves me with 1 mana open. Oh, no, I have to Survival. So I have to Survival. So 3 mana for Intuition, 1 mana to Survival, 1 mana to Unearth. So I'm short of mana of killing my opponent next turn. I kill them next turn, but I just kill them next turn anyway. So I think what we do here is simply pass. See what they do. I can also Intuition for Squee and 2 other random cards, which would be nice. It's a good way. So Intuition in Classic functions as sort of a crappy creature. Like you can spend 3 mana to go and get a creature and put it in your hand. Or you can get 3 creatures and put one of them in your hand that your opponent gives you. I'm very fortunate my opponent has not put me under much pressure. Okay, yep, dress is fine. Presumably they're going to take an Intuition or maybe they'll take an Intuition. So probably the Survival, if they've got a way to kill the Survival of the Fittest. My plan right now is to survival away this Shapeshifter, get a Squee, survival away the Squee, get Devourer, and Intuition for Unearths. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that, which is fine. I will, however, Intuition for some creatures. And then he just takes my Survival, which is fine. Actually, I'm going to take some Therapies. Actually, no. I forgot I have Ray of Revelation in my deck now. So I can get Ray of Revelation, Squee, and Cabal Therapy. Opponent likely gives me something. It doesn't really matter what. I'm just getting something that I want here no matter what. So we'll do that. So next turn I can survival away the Squee, get a Palinchron, survival away the Palinchron, get a Devourer, and then cast my Shapeshifter. Any order is fine. Well, I probably should put the Therapy. Well, I put it below the Squee, it's just fine. They have like a Wither Retch or something, it'd be kind of awkward, but. Alright, what do you want to take with your Duress? Do you want to take my Ray Revelation or do you want to take my Survival? Let's take my Survival. Okay. So I could get punished here by my opponent having Withered Wretch, which they do. Okay. That's fine. I just need to draw a couple creatures now. Let's yield to that. It's good sequencing my opponent's part. Take my Squee out of the equation. Tranquil Domain, huh? Interesting. So they're gonna have a mana for Wall of Roots here. Destroying all the non-aura enchantments. That is very powerful. Very, very powerful. So I've got 5 mana. I kind of want to go and get a Gitu Slinger to take out this Withered Wretch. Or I could go and get Triskelion and just present a giant clock if I draw a mana source. Yeah, this Shifter is almost certainly is definitely going somewhere. I think it's going to be to get Strike will also block Seedborn Muse. I mean, this blocks Seedborn Muse. But Shrike can attack through all these things. So yeah, let's. And there's a little bit of risk there to exposing the Trike to discard, but I think that is fine. So we're going to survival away Shapeshifter. Response. I could get Psychotog. Psychotog's not super attractive here. I think I'm most interested in just Triskelion. I could get Auramancer, but my opponent has notably a mana open with their Wall of Roots that they could exile the survival I get back with my Auramancer and cause it to fizzle, which makes me not able to get it. I'm really tempted to get Palinchron here just so I could like do beatdown, but I don't think that's correct. I think, oh boy, this is tough because my opponent's got Seedborn Muse running, which is drawing them 3 cards a turn. And I think I need to kill that. So yeah, let's take Triskelion. Right, let the Tranquil Domain resolve. Alright, no response. Tranquil Domain's a strong one. One I'm surprised to see them have in their Survival of the Fittest deck, but, you know, to each their own. Step, and next turn, okay. Hit my land. Alright. So I got the Triskelion out. That's exciting. Part of me wants to leave this Greatborn Muse out, just because it's a clock that my opponent puts on themselves. So they're dead in 6 turns. That said, I don't think that's going to be a recipe for success. So let's go ahead and take out the Muse puts me at 1/1 Triskelion, which is a little awkward, but that's fine. I think I have to. I can't let my opponent draw so many cards. It's going to be really, really ungood for me. All right. Good. You get opponent. Maybe they're just blinded by their tears. Oh, getting rid of survival. Yeah, that's fine. All right, and we're done. All right, so we're both top decking. I think their top decks are probably slightly better than mine, especially with this Wither Wretch in play. But I've got some decent draws. I may want to bring in Plow next time. Okay, so this is not going to do anything. So let's cycle this Unearth. Okay, Coast. This is where I hope to draw Palinchron. If I was playing Hermit Feb, I'd have access to Achroma as well, but I don't. This is going to be a very, very long game, potentially. One's cleaning up my graveyard with their Withered Wretch. Said it often, but Withered Wretch is one of the hardest cards for this deck to beat. It is so powerful against this deck. Repeatable targeted graveyard removal is just very, very good. All right. What do they draw? Okay, they drew a spell. Cabal Therapy, sure. You can take my Ray of Revelation. You got it, Sparky. So that always makes me reflect back on like what did I do earlier that could have been different. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and watch the replay of this later. But I feel like I had all the pieces I need. I felt like I was just short one mana or one turn up until this point where my opponent therapied away my stuff and played the Withered Wretch. You can keep drawing lands. That seems fair. If I could stop drawing spells, that'd be great. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, my Elder's effectively a draw 3 for them. They get to search for 2 lands and then draw a card when they sacrifice it. Not in that order, or actually in that order. They search for 2 lands, then draw a card. A lot of people ask about the order of this card. Has an activated ability to sacrifice it. So that ability goes on the stack first, and then the death ability goes on the stack on top of it because it can't trigger unless the creature is dead. The creature has to die for that to trigger, so it is the only way. A lot of people think it's a choice. Same with Croson Tusker, it's not. You always search for the land first. The rules force you to play it the best way possible. What do you got here? Ravenous Bailoff. Okay. Already yielded to a turn. Okay. All right. So here I need to hit like Palinchron. That's not Palinchron. I haven't quite flooded this game. My opponent has more lands than I do, but they also drew more cards than I did, so it's expected. Yield through. Oops. Yep, you got it. This Ravenous Ballast is going to make short work of me. Yep, I got nothing to attack with. Okay, I hit a land. They might be sitting on like a Naturalize or something. Oh no, if they're sitting on Naturalize, they probably would have killed my Triskelion just to take my combo piece out of the game, but I do not know. Well, that's certainly another land. Yeah, declare no creep attackers. I think we're going to be moving on to game 3 pretty quickly here. Oh, drew a spell. That's exciting. Okay. Nope. I think we're going to toss my bird in front of this Ravenous Baloth next turn. Sure. All right. Oh, do I want my disco on? I don't know. I guess it's on now. So, all right. So we got this intuition. Got 3 mana. And not a lot to do with it, I don't think. And I don't think I can do anything here. I'll just concede. Alrighty. Going back to the board. I'm tempted to bring in Plow to deal with the Withered Wretch. Oh, I don't know how important that is, though. It's probably better than these Cabal Therapies. Cabal Therapy is just not super exciting against Roxer or Green Black Survival. could take out Naturalize and bring in Meddling Mages and put Meddling Mage on Naturalize. That'd be kind of cool. It's good, but it's cool. Yeah, let's just go with these plows here. Instead of the therapies. I would like to go first. Can I have a decent hit? I can. Okay, awesome. We'll keep. Question is, what do I therapy for here? I'm thinking I'm gonna just go for survival, just to kind of slow them down. Maybe Sylvan Library. I also could see doing Naturalize, but I don't care so much about Naturalize because they have Ornamaster. Maybe I'll just go for Cabal Therapy. I'll just go therapy for them therapy, or therapy for duress. I think Sylvan Library. Well, no, they only have like 2 Sylvan Libraries in their deck. That's tough. All right, let's do. It's the card I'm most worried about because I don't have any answers for it right now. And I could have hit survival, and I did not. Okay. Let's take a look at my opponent's hand. They currently don't have any answers to my survival, so that's exciting. Thinking about. I think it's tell me if you think it was wrong to name Sylvan over survival. I think Sylvan is the card I'm more worried about over survival. Like, survival does answer my survival the fittest, but I also have Oromancer to get back my survival when it dies. So I think I'm kind of okay with that. Especially okay with when I have a second survival. That's really exciting. Right, let's yield through. Alright, so notably I'm missing a second blue source to cast my Valrash Shapeshifter here. So I may need to go get a Birds of Paradise before I do anything else fancy. And my opponent should probably develop Wall of Roots here, yeah. That's a good play on their part. At least I think so. Get rid of this wall. Get rid of this forest, and they have a swamp. Okay. Actually, I don't want to. I don't know if I want to expose my squee. That's the really challenging thing. So they can cast survival away thing. No, I think I need to, because I need to get the blue source to cast my shapeshifter. So I think I do have to expose my squee here. Let's put out a city. Let's not cast squee. Let's pay green. Survival away squee. All but one card in their hand. I could go get his Merrick Fiend here and take their survival. I kind of like that. Let's do that. Actually, I don't always yield. There are times you have to kill your opponent in response to City of Brass's trigger. Okay, they drew a forest. Let's go through. I don't like that it doesn't like update your things. Yeah, you got a Revenant's Ballast, buddy. And the forest comes out. Okay. So one unknown card. Yes, always yield. Well, that's a nice draw. That's a nice draw. Alright, so I'm looking at killing my opponent next turn. I can survival away squee to get Palinchron. Actually, I don't even need to get Palinchron. I can just go get Shifter, and then get Devourer with the Auramancer, and then get Trike. We'll see if they tap out for something. If they tap out, then I'll just kill them. Guy's Cradle, okay. Taps for 2. Cast their Wall of Roots, okay. I The odds of my opponent having something relevant. Okay, they have nothing, so that's game. Okay. Step. Survival away my squee. Response. I'll get why not? It's more fun that way. Response. Go shapeshifter. Next turn. That's alright, let's do a colorless green. Blue. Response. Green. And the blue. That's the colorless. And this is very superfluous here. There's no reason for me to be on top of my lands, but I like doing it, so I'm doing it. Oh, I don't want to cast Squee. I want to survival away my Squee. I just do that. I always want to discard my creature first. Alright, get Devourer. Discard Devourer. Get Triskelion. Start activating my Devourer. Question, is my opponent going to make me do it the entire way through? I promise you, opponent, I do have 20 mana value left in my deck. I just like doing it bigger. Alright. Yep. Sometimes your opponent's deck can be full of answers and they don't draw them. Opponent is giving me the chance to screw up here with my clicking, which is smart on their part because I am really bad with this interface. Part of why I'm playing Classic Feb over Hermit Feb is the Classic version has a lot less clicking, because with the Hermit version you have to actually, on Magic Online, click each card that goes into your graveyard to get things in the right order. Otherwise you end up with a hodgepodge of stuff and you would not win the game. Which would not be ideal. Chris, if you're still in the chat, are you streaming soon? I don't want to overlap with yours. I was actually just hopping on to kill time until... Oh yeah, whoops. They do have Belith. But I have extra counters. Yeah, they forgot about the Belith, but I had the extra, I had 21 counters. I forgot about it too. Worked out. Yay me. I knew there's a reason I do extra counters. It's because of things like forgetting about what's in play. As it was, my opponent forgot about their Belith too. They had yielded Doll, so it ended up working out. Ended up working out. All right. I don't know if Simply is actually watching or not. Simply, if you're watching, are you streaming soon, or are you chilling out for a little bit? I presume they're chilling for a little bit, so I'll do one more game. I think they said their stream was going to go on at like 2 p.m. EST or 3 p.m. EST, so got a few hours yet. Yeah, that's why you never go for just 20 with your Devourer, even if it's, especially if it's the last game. There's little to no risk to showing your opponent more cards, and sometimes you just forget about on-table tricks, and you need to do more things. Oh, this hand is so close. I need a second land to cast my wall and my survival. I'm gonna send it back. This is fine. We're gonna put back a City of Brass. Okay, that's a Flooded Strand Gamer. Flooded Strand might be Replenish. Could be a number of things. Flooded Strand also leads to the possibility of like Steel Cleansing, so I will probably lead off on Wall of Roots. So finicky. Okay. Yeah, even with this Auramancer, I'm gonna lead on Wall of Roots. This turn, I'm not doing anything with my Wall of Roots band anyway, so. Alright, opponent, what do you want? There we go. Coastal Tile. Okay, so we're looking at land still. Possibly Tide still. I'm not doing anything with this. I'm gonna make us a standstill here, which I just have to break. Yeah. I do get to resolve my survival, which is exciting. However, they may just tide me out, which is less exciting for me. Okay. Question is, do I want to develop the bird here, or do I want to go for Squee and get my Squee engine going? If they tide me, I'll feel kind of silly if they do that. If they do that, but I don't know. This is tough. I could go for getting my Shapeshifter in play here. I could survival my Shapeshifter to go and get Devourer. I could Unearth and then not be able to kill my opponent, which seems less than ideal. Problem is if I develop the bird, then I'm not using the wall Undiscovered Paradise, which is good, so I get my mana a little bit better. But if I do the survive, if I do develop my Squee engine, I lose out on my Undiscovered Paradise. But I do get card advantage, and I love card advantage, so let's do that. Oh, I forgot my Wall of Roots. That's fine. That's fine. Forgot I can use Wall of Roots on my opponent's turn as well. Seal Cleansing is fine. Okay. Seal Cleansing goes to get Squee. Survival away that. Response. I think we're going to get Xantid Swarm here. And then that'll be fine. I think my opponent had a plow. They would have probably plowed my Wall of Roots already. So this Xantid Swarm I think is going to be safe. But it could be not, which is super, super relevant. Let's use the mana here. It's probably gonna eat a counter spell. At which point I will unearth the Xantid Swarm. This is the card I was missing in my Fall Brawl list. I think entirely. I don't think I had it in my sideboard even. And it's just so good. So good in so many situations. So if they don't counter Xantid Swarm here, I will probably cast Auramancer just to get back my survival. If they do counter it, I'm going to unearth the Xantid Swarm and then not be able to cast Intuition, which is unfortunate, but c'est la vie. You do not want this to resolve. Okay, I guess you do want it to resolve. Yeah, I've got Unearthed. Yeah, this is fine. That's all. They can counter my Auramancer here, which is fine. I got the Unearth to bring it back next turn with Xanthid Swarm. My 7-card hand opponent is not doing a lot of things. Okay. Looks like they're going for an island here to get a counter spell or a mana leak. That's fine. I will not try to prevent this. So downside here is I could get Wrathed, which means I lose my Xanthid Swarm, but I can still unearth my Auramancer to get back my survival and develop out the survival. So it's not all is not lost here. Oh, Humility. Humility is pretty good against my deck full of random shitters. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, uh-oh is correct. Uh-oh is correct. So odds of me winning this game are incredibly low, if not zero. Oops, that's not how that works. Do I even try and play through this game? I don't think I do. This is fine. They're gonna kill me after 25 turns anyway, so. And I'll be burning out my clock. If I wasn't burning my clock, I would stay in it. But all right, so Ray Revelation comes in, Xanthid Swarm comes in, Meddling Mage comes in, Octavia Orangutan comes in. You know, have a chance to bring in like Curse Totems. And what comes out? ESG comes out. That's so many cards I want to take out. Maybe Melee Mages don't come in. Yeah, I mean they proactively stop plows, but my opponent's not. This is not. My opponent doesn't have like a linchpin card that they're casting to try and kill me. I would typically bring out Gitu Slinger, but a lot of landstill decks do bring in Meddling Mage, and I want to have an answer for Meddling Mage, so I cannot bring that out. I could cut my Auramancer, which I don't love. Cut a Wall of Roots. Maybe a Fiend. They are a Plow deck, and they have a Wrath deck, so Fiend is not as exciting. And I could bring in Realist as well, which I don't love, but it is another creature, so it keeps my creature count high. Problem is it doesn't kill Humility, which is a big deal. It does kill Seal Cleansing, and that's about it. Maybe I'll bring in Naturalize. I think I like bringing in Naturalize here. Naturalize kills Mishra's Factory, surprisingly, and it makes them very unhappy. Alright, we're gonna mulligan this. No anchor cards. Again, no anchor cards. This is fine. Put back one. And what's the one I put back? Probably this Cabal Therapy. No, I think I put back the Unearth. Let's make it Therapy. I didn't know you can move your cards around, cards in hand around like that. That's exciting. All right, so this sand is a little soft to plow, but they don't have plow. I'll be in great shape. They also may have a null for my survival, which would be very awkward. Chain of Vapor, sure. I would not like to sacrifice a land because there's nothing for me to chain to. Alright, so what do I draw here? Wall of Roots, huh? I think... So I want to just develop out the survival. I don't like the idea of just tossing out survival naked like that. I think my opponent is chaining me here. I think they're trying to play a tempo game, so let's just kind of pull ahead a little bit. I could have developed wall into birds, but you don't want to have a ton of mana dorks in play, just in the off chance they wrap you. Well, now I feel silly for not having developed my wall of roots. We'll do that now. And I could cast a survival. I'm gonna wait until next turn when I can cast 2 survivals. I'll probably cycle this on Earth. I am unsure. Impulse is good. Now, downside of playing out the wall of roots is I don't have a creature for my survival anymore, but I do have 18 left in my deck, so the odds of me drawing another creature are not like impossibly low. All right, I think I need to cycle this on Earth. As much as I want to keep it, I don't think I can afford to. Well, that's a nice draw. Okay, so this is good. This lets me play around Mana Leak. Doesn't lets me play around Counterspell and Null as well, because they only have 2 blue sources. So if they Mana Leak me here, I can pay for Mana Leak. If they annul me here, well, I guess it's all about sequencing, isn't it? They Mana Leak. Okay, that's fine. So I will like to pay 3 to prevent this. Yes, I would like to pay 3. Thank you. Humility again. That's amazing. All right. Well. Can't get. I need to draw on intuition. Always yes. And always yield. Turn to humility both games is not terribly sporting on my opponent's part. Alright, let's get in with my Birds of Paradise. Flood the board with Birds of Paradise. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, they can destroy my survival, and they can destroy it for days. Problem is, I have to draw an intuition to be able to get anything through. So I think just top loading them on this artifact and enchantment hate is fine, because then they're not drawing answers for. They're not drawing lands, they're not drawing creatures. They're just drawing a bunch of artifact enchantment hate. That doesn't matter. I have a second survival, so it eats up 2 the disenchants, and then if I can get a, I have to destroy this humility. Once I destroy humility, then I can probably get back the third, get another survival at some point. But it's not looking good, so we're gonna do that. You can take all the disenchants. Go for it. I don't think I'm winning this game the way things are going, but we'll see. Another Paradise. Yield through. Draw an intuition here. I can get Cabal therapies, which is really good. Oh, the survival. That's fine. Let's. I don't want to cast another bird. There's no reason to. Let's heal through. I'll pass. Play patient. Hmm. I'm gonna do Wrath, Standstill. That seems terrible. Wrath counter. I'm fine if they stand still and just develop this Decree of Justice. Wraths are not super important. I'm most concerned about this counter spell, so let's put that in the bigger pile because I think they're going to take the smaller one. The bigger one, okay. Which is fine. So I have to tie up mana to activate their factories. And then I will be able to hopefully resolve an intuition in a turn. This one's sitting on double seal, double wrath, single wrath, counter spell. Order doesn't matter here. Okay, there's the intuition I wanted to draw. That's exciting. Problem is I don't have mana to do all the things I want to do. He pays 2 mana to activate his factories. He's still gonna have mana open. I guess I gotta hope he goes for an impulse here or something. Okay. I know black sources for therapy either now that I think about it. That's awkward. Multiple's pretty good against my deck full of non-basics. Okay. Alright, so here I can get my Ray of Revelation. And get therapy. Where's my naturalize? Oh, there it is. I can just get a couple therapies. I don't really care about killing anything other than the humility, so let's get a couple therapies. I almost tapped my Trevor's Runes for the blue, not remembering that it would lock out my white mana for casting Ray of Revelation. Should be a little awkward. Unfortunately, my opponent has a fairly sizable clock on me now, so I don't have a lot of time to try and win the game. I don't have no time to win the game, but I don't have a lot of time to win the game. All right, let's. Wait, what? Why didn't it? I have priority there. Did I yield through the turn? Should I not have had priority to cast Ray Revelation? Did I miss something? Oh, I missed a chance to be in the game, I think. Chat, you can tell me, did I miss something there? Like, why did I not get priority to cast Ray Revelation? Sure. I'm very confused as to why I wasn't allowed to cast that Ray Revelation there. I think for 7, yeah. I think that loses me the game. I think I had a shot here because I could have played my bird, therapied away. Not doing anything in this step, so I didn't get to do anything I wanted to do. All right, so what we want to do is Get this counter spell out of my opponent's hand. Got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it in. Okay, yep, that's fine. Alright, let's therapy, sacking the bird. Seal of cleansing. Okay. Yep. And do I ray here? Yeah, I think raying here is fine. I can't win if that humility's in play, so. Alright, so I have potential win next turn. I can survival my Squee to get a Palinchron. I can survival my Palinchron to get a Devourer. I can then cast my Shapeshifter and then go from there. That is unless my opponent Dust Bowls me or attacks me with his factories, or there's a lot of things that have to go right for me here. They are Dust Bowling me, yep. Okay, so hit that. So I have an out for Unearth now, since they didn't hit the Undiscovered Paradise. Yep, I still have an out for Undiscovered Paradise with Unearth. Alright, let's draw an Unearth and punish them. That would be fantastic. Holy shit, we did it. Alright. Survival away the Shapeshifter. Get a Palinchron. Survival away the Palinchron. Get a Devourer. Unearth my Shapeshifter. No response. I would like to untap all of my lands, please. Wow, that was quite the top deck. That was quite the top deck. I had no business winning that game after I wasn't allowed to cast my Ray of Revelation. Appreciate if I didn't have to click through all this a million times, but that's how it is. Thank you, Cass. That was a top deck of all time. It was one of the greatest top decks I've had in a long time with this deck. Okay. Well, Enchanted Swarm. Part of me's curious about what this second activated ability is here. You guys see that? I have remove 1/1 counter twice on there. I don't know what that means. Well, I can't believe I'm winning this game. This is fantastic. This game brought to you by Intuition. Shout out Intuition. Thank you, Swanee. That was sweet. That was sweet. There's a part of me that wants to bring in these melee mages still, but I just don't. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. Let's just run it back. My opponent did not play any artifact graveyard hate, but that does not mean they're not bringing it in, so I'm leaving this Utabian just in case. Sounds great. Keep. Draw a creature, it's even more greater. But that's also possibly being greedy. Okay, do I want a therapy here? Kind of. I also kind of want to develop the bird and then therapy next turn. So let's do that. Let's coast to bird. Seal through. Okay, not having a second creature is a little awkward in my survival of the fittest hand, but it's fine. Okay, they will plow for my bird. That's okay. Feel a little punished for having not played the Llanowar Wastes, but that is okay. So they could have a null here. And am I more worried about a null or am I more worried about Seal Cleansing? Seal Cleansing I think would have not come out. I mean, I've got a couple of therapies here, so let's go with the therapy on Seal Cleansing, and then next turn we can do a null if we need to. They do have the annul. They also have a mana leak. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't run out the survival into that null. That would have felt very silly. Alright, and a Darker Waste is down. Okay. Ooh, another survival is nice. That said, I think I just need to yield through. I need to pass. I can't develop anything here. I'm going to keep this Undiscovered Paradise hidden from this Dust Bowl. Ooh, Intuition is a nice draw here. It gives me a threatening thing to do on my opponent's end step. Let's go for a Therapy. Here we're going to take a Null if we're allowed to. Drew another land. Dust Bowling me. It's fine. I shouldn't have yielded through. I wanted to cast my Intuition. Whoops. Yield through. Immediately punished for trying to be lazy. Okay. Unearth is not great. Put the Fear of God into my opponent for this Undiscovered Paradise. Some more therapies. I want to get a Squee too, just because I can cast Squee and therapy them every turn. Which is kind of great, but I think I want to get this Rare Revelation developed just in case they hit a seal or something. Maybe I do therapy, Squee, Ray. I have 3 therapies to work with here. Yeah, I think I like that. And I also convert this Unearth into a therapy as well by unearthing my Squee. I'm so far down on time. Okay. We'll do therapy and then the Ray, just in case they have Furnace. City Branch something? Nah, tragic. Resolve, okay. Plow, okay. Reveal. Sure. I think what they should do is, yeah, Dust Bowl this Undiscovered Paradise. I think that's a good play on their part. Yep. Alright, I'm down to one land. So I need to draw one to cast the Survival. Always yes. Always yield. That is not a land. Okay. There. Been sitting on Plow, Fairy Conclave. Plow notably precludes me from doing a Palinchron kill with Raw Shapeshifter. I need his second land so I can get the Survival out. That would be great. Okay. So Fairy Conclave comes out. Okay, Santa Storm's fine. Eat a Plow. I'm okay with that. You got it. Opponent's hand is all unknowns. Yep. Crap. Not ideal. Not ideal. I may just be dead. I have to hit like Forest, Bird, or I don't know. There's a lot of things I need to draw, and I don't have a lot of time to draw them. I think if I don't draw a land here, I'm just dead. Yeah, I'm probably just dead. Okay, Reflecting Pool's nice. I probably have Decree of Justice. Sure, you can annul my thing. I have two more that came from. Oh my god, yield all. To the turn, there we go. Yep, I have a Decree. Okay, I'm not completely out of it yet. Unless they Dust Bowl me. Oh, they tied me. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Alright. Good game, opponents. Well, did the best I could. I just did not hit a second land. If I'd hit a second land, I think anywhere before like the third to last turn I had, that outcome would have been very different, but sadly it did not. Sadly it did not. Let me see, is Crystal in here? Is there enough simply streaming right now? Let me see here. Let's go into the Googles. So if he's streaming, I'm going to pop off and watch his stuff. Simply. Nope, that's not the right Simply, I don't think. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people with the screen name Simply. And they play different games. All right, we'll do one more match. All right, I would like to play first. And I would love to keep that hand, but I cannot. This hand I can keep just fine. The question is, do I go for the blind survival or the blind thing here? All right, we'll keep that. And I think we bottom probably this reflecting pool. I could see getting rid of the forest as well. Maybe the I mean, yeah. Yeah, let's get rid of the forest. See what opponent is on. See if I can continue to successfully dodge burn. Good luck, have fun. Which none of my opponents have responded to yet. Which I understand on Magic Online. You don't necessarily always want to interact with your opponents because they could be horrific human beings and you can just have the chat box turned off. But this is pre-modern. So I'm going to lead on the coast just in case I get wasted, and that'll let me still develop the Cabal therapy later. All right, let's see what my opponent is on. First land often gives a lot away. Not everything, but a lot. My opponent's turn 1 Lackey. That's going to be kind of awkward for me, but I'll probably name Siege King or Forest. Okay. Forest, Llanowar Elves. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably name Survival of the Fittest with this Cabal therapy. Unless I hit a creature, in which case that's fine with me. And there. I do not want to attack with my Birds of Paradise now. That is my least favorite thing to do. Okay, so here, Gemstone Mine with Lindorn Elves. Okay. I'm not familiar with a Gemstone Mine Finhorn Elves deck. Is this some sort of weird, like, Terragon or something? Maybe. Okay, yeah. Is this the classic Feb list from, like, the website? That'd be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. All right, so I've got an option here where I can go for Palinchron, and then I can try and kill my opponent if I draw a creature next turn, which I'm kind of interested in doing, so I think I'm going to do that. Oops. If I draw a creature, I can survival away the Palinchron, go get a Shapeshifter, and then with the other creature, I can go and get the Devourer Trike combo, right? You should run 2,000 first list. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because I could do that. Because I don't have an Unearth. If I had an Unearth, this would be a lot easier, but I don't. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not under any huge pressure. I'd like to try and win, so that would be exciting. Creature. Creature. Unearth works too. Aw, tragic. Alright, let's Cabal therapy them. What do I therapy for even? Unearth, I guess? It's the way you cheat your mana, so. Oh, no, they're on trade opposition. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I'm not going to attack with my Birds of Paradise now. Alright, so I can still kill my opponent next turn. Because they can't flip an Antuka Vigilante here. They could go for Monk Realist if they have Monk Realist in their deck. I'm not used to, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm not used to trade survival running Gemstone Mine, unless they're 5 colors. That's something you need to. Oh, my opponent replied. Thanks, you too. My coffee's almost gone. Thankfully, I have a glass of water. Squee, yeah, makes sense. Yep, that's fine. Blossoms is gone. You can survival away that. What do they get here? Another wall or something? Manowar to bounce my Birds of Paradise? That'd be pretty sick. Ooh, Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage is a good one. Meddling Mage is a good one. Question is, do they name the right thing here? They can't name Survival because I already got the Survival out, so they've got to name Vara Shapeshifter. So we'll see how familiar with the format my opponent is. Luckily, I do have Gitu Slinger in my deck, so I can kill the Meddling Mage. Cannot kill a never-ending stream of Meddling Mages, though, which is something my opponent is very capable of doing with their Survival of the Fittest. That's true. I could be on Buglearn, yeah, with what I've shown. Buglearn doesn't typically play Wall of Roots. Sometimes it plays one, so I guess that could be it. But it also doesn't play Palinchron. I survived with Palinchron earlier. On the off chance I drew a creature. They just unearth. Okay. Good end step. Survival. This Palinchron. Get a Squee. Survival. Squee. Get a Shifter. Next turn. Always yield. That was a Get You Slinger I wanted. Nice. Alright, so blue, blue, green, colorless. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I will discard my Squee. Get my Devourer. Survival away the Devourer. Go get a Triskelion. And then try not to misclick. Oh, bless my opponent's heart. They look like conceded. All right, so we want Utabi. We want a lot of things. I think we want plows. I don't know that we want beans. I'm definitely interested in my Get You Slinger here. I could bring in my own Meddling Mages, but I'm not super thrilled with that idea. I would like Ray of Revelation. Currently 1-1, I think, and we're up one game in this third match. My opponent believed me to be, I think, on a Lurin, as Umabashi mentioned. So they named Unearth instead of Shapeshifter, so I was able to kill them, which was very exciting for me. All right, so I think I'm interested in this Realist. I'm kind of interested in Naturalize. Not terribly interested in Xantid Swarm. I don't like going down fewer than 20 creatures. So what I may end up doing is trimming on the therapies. Part of me wants to take out this Elvish Spirit Guide. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. I'm not sure if I want this Realist or not. Realist actually is not, I don't know, Realist is good against the survival, but not the opposition, because if they have opposition out, I'm not casting this Monk Realist, whereas I am casting Ray of Revelation. So maybe I'm not super interested in the Realist, but if I'm not interested in Realist here, where am I interested in it? Cut a therapy. That's fine. Still gives me therapies, intuition 4, and other stuff. So yeah, let's roll with that. This hand is fine. It's super slow, but it is tenable. Best draw here is like a Birds of Paradise. Okay. Don't care too much about Tormod's Crypt with my copy orangutan in hand. Oh wow, that was a nice draw. I spared you all that giant sneeze. Alright, I think I'm interested in killing this Tormod's Crypt here, or at least attempting to. I don't think my opponent has counter magic, but it is a thing they could have. Sealed through. Next turn I can play Birds and an Intuition. Birds is a good card. Yeah, put there. Yield through. I would not like to attack. I'm not going to idiot check my opponent with the top orangutan. My opponent is light on mana, which is very unfortunate for them. Blue. Alright, let's go get me some survivals, huh? You see, chat, we'll do a little survival in here. This turn. It's possible my opponent has like a null here. Not super likely though. Yeah, they did not. Can I just kill them here? I think I can. So I got 4 mana. I can survival this Psychotog. I can go get Palancron. I can then survive away Palancron, get Shapeshifter. I can survive away Shapeshifter, and then unearth it. Yeah, so let's do that. That's Unearth notably acts as your second creature here to allow you to combo them off. Oh, he's gonna naturalize. Okay, okay. Yeah, no response to that. That's good. Okay, well, I was going to go and get that, but I think I have to get Oromancer now because I want to buy back my survival. So, yeah, let's do that. I guess my opponent is not aware, may not have been aware I was going to try and go for a combo line there. I could have gotten blown out by Naturalize. I was not expecting a Naturalize there. I didn't think they were going to let me on tap with the survival, so. Oh no, I played on this turn. Never mind. There's nothing I can do there. So I just straight up punted, and my opponent thankfully saved me. Oh yeah, I've got multiple survivals to choose from. I would like to bring back Survival of the Fittest. That said, my opponent's play of stopping the survival, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know I've unearthed, so that's actually a fine play on this part because I can go get Squee and then get my Squee engine going. So by naturalizing there, they shut down the Squee engine, which is really good. Or that we got a Winter Orb. Okay, survival, that's fine. I'm not nearly as concerned with survival out of my opponent at this stage of the game because they're so choked on mana. All right, well, we will try to run it back if I draw a creature this turn. If not, I will have to intuition for creatures. I did not draw a creature. All right, so let's see here. I think I'm interested in casting Survival here. So Survival, Intuition, for like Squee. Blah, blah. Okay, so let's see here. So cast Survival, and then cast Intuition. Yeah, I'm short of mana, just straight up killing my opponent. I am interested in Cabal therapying them. just to see what's going on. So I think we're going to do that. I'm going to get my squee, which I could get punished here. Oh, I can get my Ray of Revelation too. Let's do that. Therapy. Just make the game really hard for my opponent to play. Give me squee, which makes sense. Any order. I would like to flashback this Ray of Revelation to kill their survival. And then if they go and get like an Auramancer or something, I can therapy it away. Yep, you can get squee. Oh, they already had squee. Okay. Birds. Yep, that's a good call. All right, so I don't think they have a naturalized, but I don't want to get naturalized. I don't know. I think the odds of them having another naturalized are pretty low, but I also don't want them to be able to do that. So kind of okay. I'm definitely flashing back a therapy here. Sack my Auramancer. Let's just get the birds. Mystic Snake. Wow. That's a card. That is a card. Okay. Yeah, let's develop the survival. I would not like to idiot check my opponent. Okay, notably, my opponent can Mystic Snake me here if they draw a land. Did not draw land. A Winter Orb, though. That's pretty good. Yeah, no response to Winter Orb. Alright, so I think I can kill them with a Palinchron on tap here. That's all. Get Palinchron. Next turn. I'd like to untap my forest. Okay. Zeus. Sealed. Alright, I think they're dead here. So let's go with surviving away this Palinchron. Get a Valrus Shapeshifter. Survival away the Valrus Shapeshifter. Get a Devourer. Unearth. Shifter. Folks that are unfamiliar with how this interaction works. Oops, that's not how that works. Cancel. Need black mana to cast Unearth. The Unearth Valrus Shapeshifter sees itself briefly as a copy of Palinchron while Unearth is on the stack. So you still get your untap, but you still get the win. So, all right, great. That's exciting. So now we're 2-1. Let's see here. I want to see if Simply is streaming yet, but I don't know what his stream is titled. Guessing not. It said 9 hours from 5:45 a.m. So 9 hours would be 6, so 3. So yeah, I think we've got time for another match as well. Oh, I wasn't intending on just burning through this entire league all in one go, but hey, you know, y'all having a good time. I'm having a good time. We can keep it up. Oh, everybody left. So maybe there's something else going on. So yeah, I think we'll call it here. I think I should probably go do some other things in the case of being able to watch Simply stream as well. So thank you all for watching, and for those of you watching on YouTube, you will see the next part of this soon. All right, thanks.